The Simpsons Road Rage was released in 2001 for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. Road Rage was developed by Radical Entertainment, which developed a number of bad to terrible 8-bit and 16-bit games, including Bebe's Kids on the Super Nintendo, Rocky and Bullwinkle on the NES, and Beavis and Butthead on the Genesis. By the time 2001 rolled around, the developer did get its act together, as they did put out a pretty decent Crazy Taxi-like title. The Simpsons Road Rage's plot has Mr. Burns buying up all the transit in Springfield and replacing it with radioactive buses. Because of this, the citizens of Springfield end up using their own cars to taxi each other around as public transport. The plot overall is pretty weak, but it's just enough to set up the gameplay. As a Crazy Taxi-like, the game's extremely arcadey, and the goal of the main mode is basically a score tag. In Road Rage mode, which is the main mode, you're timed as you pick up passengers and take them where they need to go. After playing a level a few times, you'll quickly memorize the destinations on that level and be able to cut down the time it takes to get from point A to point B. There's also a number of shortcuts you can take throughout the levels that are hidden. Some passengers you pick up will want you to drive safely or recklessly for a bonus. Driving safely means not hitting other cars, and hitting more than about 3 cars will give up your bonus. On the other hand, driving recklessly will usually require you to destroy about 10 things on that ride. While driving around the city, most of the cars aren't trying to get in your way, but there are 2 types of vehicles that are actively trying to attack you by ramming you. These are the Radioactive Buses and Mr. Burns' limo. You can hear when either is near because of the sound they make. You'll always hear, "Get him, Smithers," when Mr. Burns is near, and the buses make kind of a mechanical bubbling sound. Both are mostly easy to dodge, however sometimes they'll ram you in the last few seconds of a run and totally ruin it for you. This game also features a mission mode that adds a slight amount of variety to the game, but most of them are really easy and really short. The missions usually have you knocking over hitting mailboxes, mascots, light poles, and things like that. There's only 10 of them, so you can beat that entire section of the game in less than an hour. The replayability in this game comes from unlocking new cars and levels when you hit certain point totals by playing the game in Road Rage mode. This can take a while, and it gets slower and slower as you go, to the point of it being very tedious. I remember playing this game on the GameCube back when it was new, and I actually restarted my save slot because I unlocked cars rather than the levels first. Always unlock the levels first on this game. The various cars you can unlock do have vastly different stats and different feels to them. For instance, Barney's snowplow feels vastly different than Apu's sports car. If you're looking to unlock things fast in this game, it's best to unlock Apu's sports car first, as it's the fastest and best handling car in the game. One of the few gripes I do have with this game is the recorded voice dialogue, and it can get kind of annoying. There's not that many phrases that each of the characters say, so after a few hours with this game, you'll have heard everyone say the same thing repeatedly. The similarities between this game and Crazy Taxi wasn't just noticed by the people who played it, but also by Sega, who made Crazy Taxi. As a result of this game, Sega filed a lawsuit against Fox Interactive, EA, and Radical Entertainment, claiming this game was patent infringement of Sega's Crazy Taxi license. This case was later settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. Graphically, I think this game looks pretty nice for a 6th generation game. The cell shading is bright, and the colors make it pop compared to many games of this generation. So graphically, when this game came out, it looked great, and it still holds up pretty well today. This game's music isn't anything I'd listen to in my car, but for the game it works. The game is fast-paced and arcadey, and the music reflects it nicely. Overall, The Simpsons Road Rage is my preferred way to play a taxi game. I'm not sure what it is about this game, but it's just a blast to play. Unlocking everything, while tedious, does give you a reason to keep going back to the game. It's a really simple game, but it's a lot of fun. The game can be found for about $5 on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, and about $15 on the GameCube. But truth be told, the GameCube version is probably the best because it has the shortest load times. If you like Crazy Taxi, this game is definitely worth checking out. As for my money, I think it's a better Crazy Taxi than Crazy Taxi.